What's good, guys? It's Ronald Kabang, also known as Youcapper from Sportsmemo.com. Welcome to another episode of Let's Cap. Today is the first ever live show. I had to do it with my guy Jay. He called me out last week saying, "Why you not doing it live?" So I told him we'll do it this week. First ever live show with you, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. And my name isn't J Money, it's Floating Head J, man. But nah, I'm doing all right. Nah, I mess with you. Doing good, man. I mean, I can't complain about a single thing. Things are going well. But first of all, trying to cash today, man. What's up with you, Ronald?
Chilling, yeah, man. Obviously we touched on the WNBA as well this weekend. We started off on the right foot there. So
Hmm.
yeah, and then the NBA playoffs, it's getting a lot tighter. The lines are getting tighter. You're still killing it, man. Let's just cash today. Let's do it. We got floating
Got
head
you.
J up in here. Yeah, so let's get started with these games though. All right, so we had the Celtics. First game, yeah, Bucks and Celtics. Um, we got the Bucks visiting Celtics visiting the Bucks. Bucks are leading the series 2-1. Opened up as
Hmm.
1.5 point favorites. The Bucks did, and the total is at 210. Now we're seeing a -1, and I even see a pick'em. I was telling you, I saw a pick'em at Heritage,
Hmm.
and the total's gone up to 212 from the open. The total in game one of the series was 218, so it looks like uh bettors are thinking that the total has gone too low now, and they're starting to bet the over. What are your thoughts on this one, Jay?
Yeah, as far as the total, it's crazy because the Bucks are 8-0 to the under in this series, and I mean in
Hmm.
the playoffs so far. And I kind of think that I agree with the total going up. I'm not a total better, but let me tell you this: I think that the Celtics make more shots tonight, right? So I
Hmm.
do think that they have to bring more defense, but I would think we see a little bit better, fast pace, a more bit of pace from the Celtics. You can't let the Bucks get down there and clamp down on defense, get their defense set. They only have. I know I did a show with Rob Vino, and he was telling me that the fast break points for the series are the Bucks have like 55 compared to the Celtics like 25 or 27, and it's just way too low. You got to get some easy baskets in transition, play a little bit faster, especially when you're going up against a tougher defense here. So I think the Celtics are the better team in this series. I'm still a big believer that they're going to win this series. So I
Hmm.
don't have to take them tonight, but yeah, I'm on them. But yeah, Celtics plus the one, money line, all that. Yeah, I need the Celtics today. I'm bleeding green. You can't see my shirt. I mean, I like I'm folding because my shirt is green and I'm bleeding green today. I'm full Celtics outfit for me, man. Let's go Celtics for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel it.
got you.
I feel it because I also have a play on this one. I like them in the first half. So I'm looking at towards the trend wise here. Celtics 3-7 straight up and 7-3 against the spread as road dogs in conference games against teams with a winning record. So I'm looking at them against playoff caliber teams. They're
Hmm.
averaging 106.7 in those games while allowing 107.2. So there is a slight edge to the Celtics here based on the line, right? Because it's
Hmm.
+1. But in that small sample size, they played the Bucks 3 times, including one game in this series. Each time, even though they lost each time, they covered the spread each time. But at this line here, like I said, we're looking for the Celtics, to win. It's gonna be two. It's gonna be tight. I mean, like the Bucks just won by two points in the last game, so it's probably gonna be
Exactly.
another tight game here. So what I did was focus on the first half. In those games, in that 10 game sample size, the Celtics averaged 52 and a half points per game and allowed 50 per game. So they ended up leading at half a majority of those games there. Another thing too, Celtics 11-5 straight up and 10-6 against the spread in the revenge spot. So this goes for you, Jay, towards that full games straight up. 11-5 straight up, 10-6 against the spread in revenge spots against teams with a winning record. So they play up to the opponent and they take these revenge spots seriously. But again, first half margin over there +9.4. So that's why I'm leaning towards that first half more so than the full game. But I can't talk you off that first game on the Celtics side. I really just think this is a Celtic spot primarily in the first half, just because they have the deeper bench here. I
Hmm.
mean, as far as like how the second rotation is doing so far in the series, especially the last two games, you see the Celtics have taken advantage of that second unit
Right.
in that first initial transition, especially in the second quarter of the last two games. So for me, I'm going official on the Celtics first half minus a half. Did you have anything to
Plus,
add on that one? Sorry, plus, yeah, plus a half.
yeah, I know
Anything
what it
anything to add on
is.
that?
I mean, yeah, just not much to add. Just that I may have rolled with you on that Celtics first half. And last Monday we may have had not conflicting plays, but two different plays on the same game, the same side, and we both cast. So let's look to do it again on the first live show. We got to go 2-0 one time for the one time, bro. We got to bring the energy. We got to translate that into the plays. You see what I'm saying? I'm at the locker room. I'm at the Celtics arena right now. You see what I'm saying? And so while they're not here, the people, their fans, stuff told me like, "Hey, we're gonna have this thing rocking tonight. We're gonna blow the roof off. Let's go, man." Celtics. This is basically a must-win spot for them, Ronald. And so while I always tell people, nothing is guaranteed, but this is the spot this is the side that I'd like to be on and feel comfortable on. You see what I'm saying? So win, lose, or draw, I'm comfortable here. Celtics. They're tying up the series tonight, 2-2, and they're winning this series as well. But give me the Celtics here. And the last thing I'll say, I'm watching the last game, the end of the last game. I'm just like, hope the Bucks are up 14 points. They were up 12 late in the fourth quarter. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Celtics come all the way, storm back, and almost win. And I'm just watching game like, I hope the Bucks win this game. I need them to win this game. Yeah. I don't care about how many points. So I can come back in on Celtics heavy next game. So here we are.
Yep. Exactly. That's a good point. I mean, like we always talk about, especially you, the one thing that I learned from you this year is how you expect one game to go so that you can look ahead to the next game. If you just like, obviously the Celtics, the Bucks winning the previous game, it gives you a little bit of value coming into the next one based on the line, and you can see the line shifted as well. So that's one thing that's one thing that, as bettors you want to take a look at and kind of watch that as you cap the future games, especially in the playoffs, because they're a lot tighter. So when you see stuff like that, that's definitely a spot to take advantage of. But yeah, let's go to this next one. We have the Grizzlies visiting the Warriors, lined open at -9, total at 227. Now we're seeing -10, double-digit faves now, and the total down to 223. Obviously, Ja doubtful, not officially out, so possibly maybe some still value as far as like if he's listed officially out, could we get another half point or something like that? I don't know. What are your thoughts on this one, Jay?
I guess we need to kind of speculate. I don't like games like this, right? Where it's like there's info out there. The main player may not be out. I'm not taking the Warriors, guys. So, I mean, I know that it seems easy, but whatever play seems easy, I won't be on it. If it's like a lot of merit to it, then even if it seems easy or not, if it's the spot, it's the spot. I still think the Grizzlies have some defensive weapons here that they can use to keep this game close. And I'll start with this. I don't lay double digits in the playoffs. It's just not something I do, especially it's just not a winning bet long term. The Warriors could win this game by 30. You see what I'm saying? But I hope that makes sense. Laying double digits in the playoffs is just don't get too comfortable with it. You see what I'm saying? The Grizzlies are going to come in this game as well with desperation times. They get Dylan Brooks back. Steven Adams kind of got his feet wet in the last game, so I can see him playing a bigger role here. He's huge for a pick and roll, maybe not pick and roll defense, but pick and roll offense and offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding. So I see them having to implement Steven Adams in here. He's going to have to help them out. Jaren Jackson Jr., Ronald, he's going to have a big game because while he wasn't a good matchup for the Timberwolves, he's actually a really good matchup as far as the Grizzlies backers. He's a good matchup versus the Warriors because he likes to stay out there on the three-point line, kind of like Karl Anthony Towns. So Jaren Jackson Jr. has to hit threes. You got to stay out of foul trouble. Dylan Brooks will have to stay out of foul trouble. Don't get ejected. I think that if Poole, they still kind of feel that Poole did it on purpose, right, Ronald? So as a basketball player, as a team, you're going to come in pissed off. You hurt our guy. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You see what the Warriors did in game 3 when they heard Gary Payton say so. Now it flips for me. Grizzlies are nothing for me here, and I'd also lean to the under. There's probably a slight chance that Ja Morant could still play. I'd wait till game time. So it's a tough one. With that being said, because we still don't know if he's out for sure yet. But regardless, I'd lean Grizzlies here. Like I say, I feel like they could still keep this game close. Lean there, then don't have a single dollar on it. Lean Grizzlies under, Ronald.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Definitely a lean towards the Grizzlies and the under. I want to share my screen real quick. I just want to show you kind of like what my capping process in this specific game here. So this is one of the sites that I use to help cap my games. So we see Jeffrey Joseph calling out Grizzlies 20-5 without Ja. This is exactly what I brought up here. So you can see, I don't know if it's really clear on your screen here, but I pulled up Grizzlies this year without John Morant. So minutes at equaling 0, not playing any minutes. The 20-5 straight up, 18-7 against the spread. Obviously here it's a little bit different, right? Because you're looking at teams here throughout the year, Kings, Thunder. You obviously don't want to bring those games in there. So one way to look at it is how did they do in these situations as away dogs, right? So I'm bringing in the away and a dog. So there's not a huge sample size here, but what you can see is sort of like the averages in these 4 games here. 106.75 average for the Grizzlies here, and 106 for the away team. You can see towards the end of the year, it got a little bit difficult for them to cover John Morant. They played against playoff caliber teams like the Jazz and the Nuggets. One thing to note, though, is how big of a gap here is that average total, right? So that's at 212 now, and the total is at 223, and that's one of the bigger reasons why I look towards the under. Another way to look at this too, if we look at, so we just saw how they were at as away dogs, and if you look at them as home dogs, there's a huge gap in that total point. So in the total points there, that's 230. So if someone came into this situation and was like, all right, well, how do they do as dogs with John Morant out? It doesn't tell the full story. So you want to dive deeper into that type of stuff. And that's why I kind of look towards the under in this one more so than the spread, because like we mentioned, like 20-5 straight up in the regular season without Ja, but this is the playoffs. This is against a tough Warriors team that didn't have the same roster they did in the regular season either. So there's always different things to look at. But for me, what makes sense too is like you brought up Steven Adams and how he comes into this team and how he affects this game specifically, right? If he comes into this, you got Jaren Jackson and Steven Adams being able to play defense a lot more. They're going to focus more so on the defense and a slower pace down low offensively with Steven Adams. So those things correlate with the under, along with how they did at home as dogs, without John Morant. So that's kind of my thinking process here on why I believe that the under is sort of the stronger play for the full game. But I haven't placed a bet on it. But yeah, that's my take on it. What do you think about that kind of thought process, Jay? Like what I kind of
I love it. I love it. First off, and this is why another reason why I like the under even more. Ron, look at this. John Morant, fast break. He's running fast. I mean, hell, he's scoring. He giving 40 on the Warriors. You see what I'm saying? With ease. They can't even. They don't have a single. The closest player they had. I mean, they were starting to do a little bit something different with Kuminga, but Gary Payton II was supposed to be their guy to stop John Morant. He still couldn't. They can't stop him in the paint. Looney's not really a shot blocker. Draymond Green's not really a shot blocker. I mean, he's a good defender, can protect the rim, but he's not a Rudy Gobert. So John Morant was one of the guys getting the easiest baskets, and they were playing fast with him. Then you get Tyus. Now you get, if he's out, obviously you get Tyus Jones and DeAnthony Melton, and they're going to slow the pace down a little bit more, try to play a little bit more methodical basketball. They're running plays, trying to get the right shot. So I think the pace would slow down even more. Obviously, it's the playoffs. Obviously, the Warriors going to come in and play championship-style defense as well. I'd be surprised if this game got up and over the total.
Yeah, no, I feel it. So those are the 2 NBA games there. Some of our looks here, Celtics first half. For me, we got Jay with the full game, leans towards on the second game, lean towards the Grizzlies and the under. For me, like I'm really, really close on taking that under. I feel like that's the right play. I might end up doing that later on, but right now it's tough. Yeah, Tease Jay Money with the floating head.
My guy Tease.
That's my guy, our WNBA guy right there. But yeah, so those are the looks that we have for the 2 NBA games. As far as the player props, I want to bring up my screen again. One thing that I was looking at here, I pulled up Edge House. I was looking at Derek White here, over 2.5 rebounds. It's a little juice to the over. But one thing to note is he's gone over this total, 2.5 rebounds in 9 of his last 11 games. And you can notice here, 3 of those games were against Milwaukee. So there, and obviously he's playing a little bit more now in the rotation. He's coming up the 7th man after Grant Williams, so he's playing a little bit more minutes. I think this is a situation where for me, I'm sort of leaning towards the over, and so I'm thinking either a faster pace or more efficient offense. But to me, I think there's still opportunity here for Derek White to get at least 3 rebounds. That's the look I would go for the prop here.
I like it.
Yeah,
Derek
and
White has to
yeah,
be. He got to bring something here, Ronald. I'm starting to get
exactly.
fired up, bro. Because Derek White got to come to play. Marcus Smart got to come to play, bro. We know Robert Williams and Horford will come to play. Might have to use some Tice off the bench, but Derek White needs to be that guy, bro. That the Celtics, like, remember after they traded him, and it was like, damn. I remember like
Yep.
Jaylen Brown went down, and we couldn't even really tell because Derek White came in there balling. We need that off the bench today, bro. We need it, man. Because like you
We
said,
need it.
Ronald, again, the bench is where they have the advantage here, bro. So I like the Derek. I
Mhm.
like where you're going. Derek White probably he's going to have to play a. Based on what I'm saying, he's an X factor type of player. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? So let's
Yeah.
go, bro. Come on.
I think I was just watching your show before we did this one, and
Never
Robino
all
mentioned.
in. Sorry, Ronald. My God. No, I see people never all in, guys. We're
Yeah,
never going
no,
all in. Never.
it's
Don't
all that
bet
money.
more.
It's all that money management right there. I mean, that's the struggle with
Never
helping.
do that shit.
With these shows, we don't really talk about how much we bet and things like that. But along with education, with money management and just being overall a smarter, better, and this is sort of what the show is all about. We talked about what we learned before, in some of our
Mhm.
previous shows. Uh, Understanding the process of actually betting long term, thinking from a long term perspective, like you said, never all in, because if you're trying to last in this betting space, you don't want to take a one loss and all your money is gone, right? You want to spread that
Exactly.
out. You want to be able to spread that out. So that's always a tough thing to do. But back to what Rob Vino was saying on your show, Rob, Marcus Smart being the X factor, like you said. I
Mhm.
also think Derek White is the X factor here in the second unit. Grant Williams has showed a lot in the playoffs this season. He didn't really do well as far as like in the regular season. As in the second unit, teams took advantage of him, but he's really stepped up in the playoffs. So both of those guys I feel like are gonna be big in this game here, specifically to tie up the series. So yeah, that's what I like in here, Jay. This is towards the end of the show. Any last notes? I know you want to talk about your shirts. I'll let you go with these shirts, man.
Nah,
These
I ain't
gotta
talking
go.
about. No, I'm
You
not talking
know
about I'm on your shirt, but I'm not promoting anything on. Only thing I'm promoting, I'm just trying to cash, bro. No, that's just my show. That's just for the channel, bro. I'm not coming on your show talking about any shirts, bro. I
Yeah, I
appreciate you
feel you.
though.
I appreciate you too, man. You really helped me get out here, and like I said, you Shark, Ski, a lot of these guys out here that has helped me become a better, and also helped me get my name out there. I always want to show love. So if you ever want to promote anything, it's not a problem with me. But yeah, this is the end of the show, guys. Thank you guys for all you guys in the chat. For showing up first live show. This is much appreciated. I hope you guys like the content. I'm trying to bring new stuff in here. As you can see, I was showing my screen, showing the thought process behind what I do and how I cap the games. Hopefully, you guys like that stuff. But yeah, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Before I shut it down, though, let me just remind you guys: fade or follow us. It's on you to make that call.
Mhm.
Good luck on all your action. Till next time, peace.